NBA season is back, baby. NBA season is back. NBA started on Tuesday. It started with some thrilling games. These past 2 days have been crazy. We've had what? 2 overtimes and 2 double overtimes. So excited to see what the NBA has in store for us. Excited to see. Day 1 on Tuesday, you had Houston at OKC go into a double overtime. Kevin Durant, he was 9 for 16 from the field, 23 points and 9 rebounds. Jabari Smith went 7 for 5 for 16 points and 5 rebounds. But OKC's defense picked up right where it left off last year. OKC's defense finished first in the league, and they would go into that game and get 12 steals and 28 points off turnovers. Shea, he would go 12 for 26, 35 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. Great showing of a game for OKC to start. Chet Holmgren, he had a sneaky first game, 11 for 17 for 28 points and 7 boards. OKC would go on to win that game. However, Houston is looking very scary right now. Houston starting lineup. You got Amon at the 1, 6'7". Everybody below the 1 is 6'11". You got Amon, Steven Adams, Kevin Durant, Sengun, and who was the last starting person for Houston? Jabari Smith, all 6'11". That's an insane lineup to have. Houston finished second last year behind OKC in the West, with OKC finishing first. So that was definitely a great first matchup for the NBA. I'm excited to see what Houston's second chance points look like this year with such a tall lineup. As you know, Houston finished with 18 points off second chance points last year. So Houston is gonna make some noise once they start figuring out their team, figuring out how all those pieces put together. They did have 20 turnovers in that first game, so definitely something to watch out for. Houston is going to be a very good team once Amon kind of figure out how to play with Sengun, how to play with Kevin Durant, and all those different pieces that they have together. Houston shot 44% from the field, 28% from 3, and they out-rebounded OKC by nearly 20 points. Houston would end the game with what? Almost 60. They ended the game with 52 rebounds. OKC would only have like 39, 37, something like that. So definitely good. Then we go on to the Lakers and the Warriors. The Lakers and Warriors was on Tuesday, yup. Jimmy Butler, he would go 7 for 14, 5 boards, 31 points. Kuminga kind of stepped up. You know, he got that new contract with the Warriors in the offseason, I believe, for $22 million, if I'm not mistaken. He goes 6 for 11, 17 points, 9 boards, and 6 assists. So he was scraping at a triple double. Curry, he did Curry things. 6 for 14, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 23 points. Warriors will go on to win that game 119-109. But that isn't even the storyline of the game. The storyline of the game is Luka Doncic. 17 for 27, 12 boards, 9 assists, 43 points. He almost had him a 40-point triple-double on the first day of the NBA season. That man is locked, loaded, ready to go. He's like, all right, y'all was talking all that talk about the offseason, about all these different things. My time to shine. So Luka Doncic definitely had him a good performance. Austin Reeves, sneaky person of the night, 9 for 16, 26 points, 5 boards, and 9 assists. Austin Reeves is going to be that missing puzzle piece in that Lakers offense. Once that Lakers offense gets going, once LeBron gets back, and once DeAndre Ayton figures out what he's doing with his life, I think the Lakers could make a deep run into the playoffs, considering, you know, they have LeBron. Any team that LeBron is on, they can make a deep run in the playoffs. Next, we're going to get into those Wednesday night performances. We talked about Houston and OKC, but I failed to mention Sengun. He'd have 39 points, 11 boards, 7 assists, and 2 steals, though. So Sengun definitely had him a very good game. But it would come shy due to Shy's 35 points, 5 assists, and 5 boards. OKC won in a double overtime thriller. Houston won the rebound battle by nearly 20. We discussed that already. And let's get into these Philadelphia 76ers. Let's get into these Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Maxey, he really showed why he signed that, $200 million contract? How much was his contract for? 5-year, $204 million contract, and it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth it. At game 1 of the season, he'd have 40 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals to get everything rocking and rolling. We got Bubba in the chat. Shout out Bubba. Hey. All right. Back to it. Tyrese Maxey, he had 40 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals. They would go on to win against the Tatum-less Celtics, but what the real star of the show was last night, and we know Tyrese Maxey is going to do Tyrese Maxey things, right? We know he's a proven player. We know he's a good player, but VJ Edgecombe really showed up that night. He'd have the most points in a rookie debut since 1959 when Wilt Chamberlain put up some pretty good numbers. VJ Edgecombe, he'd have 34 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists. That man is a monster. The way he was attacking the rim, hitting those mid-range jumpers, and shooting the 3, he is going to be a problem. He is going to be a problem in the NBA. After watching that game, I definitely got to go watch those highlights from Baylor with him hooping and stuff like that. Yeah, Arlo will do Arlo things. Yeah, with VJ Edgecombe putting up the most points in a rookie debut, Philly would go on and do some incredible things that night. I'm excited to see how Philly plays. I think what Philly needs to do is start getting away from the Paul George and Joel Embiid era and start transitioning to these young stars. I think these young stars really have a chance to kind of take over that Philly team. Victor Wembanyama is showing why he's going to be a problem in the league this year. He in the first game, he went 15 for 21 from the field, 40 points and 15 boards. 40 points and 15 boards against Anthony Davis and those Mavericks. That Spurs defense was smothering against Dallas. I'm not sure how many points Dallas had, but I don't know how many points the Spurs had. I believe it was 119. Dallas Mavericks, they only scored 94 points against the Spurs. That Dallas team was insane. I mean, that Spurs team was insane. Their defense was not letting Dallas get away with anything. Cooper Flagg really struggled that first game. I think he only went like 3 for 13. So, he's got to get adjusted to the NBA. He's got to make all those adjustments that he needs to. Anthony Edwards, he would go into Portland, put on a show. He left with 41 points and 50% from the field, 7 boards to win his first game against the Portland Trailblazers, 118-114. So Anthony Edwards put up a 40-point game. Victor Wembanyama put up a 40-point game, and Tyrese Maxey will put up a 40-point. Had 3 different stars put up a 40-point game those opening nights. But the real question is, who do you think will put up the first 2 50-piece McNuggets? Because boy, oh boy, do I tell you, it surprised you. One of them definitely did a good job. The reigning MVP, Shai Gilgeous, he put up 55 points. 55 points in a double overtime game. We're going to get to that. He put up 55? Who did he put up against? He put it up against, let's see. Yeah, he put it up against Indiana. He would have 55 points, 8 boards. He would go 23 for 26 from the free throw line. That would really boost his points up. The finals rematch did not disappoint between the Pacers and OKC. In a double overtime game, Shai went 15 for 30 from the field. Siakam and Ben Mathurin both had 30 points, but it was not enough to overcome Shai's performance. Shai, as Stephen A. said, man, he was Shea Butter out there. The way that he was hitting those, hitting those threes, where he was getting to the basket, it was smooth sailing for Shai all night. Team steals, they were nearly team stats. They were nearly identical. Field goal percentage, shots made, shots taken, threes, and rebounds. But the biggest difference in that game would be the difference in the free throws made. Excuse me, OKC would make 15 more free throws than the Pacers, which would propel them to win in overtime. And last but not least, we talked about this, the 50-point performances. Aaron Gordon would be the second person in the NBA an hour after Shea did it to put up 50 points in a game. So Aaron Gordon, he was 7 for 7 from 3 going into halftime. He would tie his franchise high for 3-pointers made in a game. He would go 7 for 7. Warriors took Denver to a nail-biting game in a game decided by overtime. And we already had 2 crazy performances from this game alone. As you know, Aaron Gordon, like I said earlier, he put up 50 points. But Curry, he'd have 42 points while shooting 14 for 25 from the field, only to be outshined by that Aaron Gordon 50-point performance. Aaron Gordon would end the game 10 for 11 from 3. That is a 2K rec number right there, going 10 and 11 from the 3. That man was piping hot. But Curry would put up nearly 30 points in the last 6 minutes of the game. Curry, he would score 22 points in total to end the final 6 minutes. So Steph Curry will do Steph Curry things. He hit a big 3-point shot to end the game, which would force them to go into overtime, and then he just took over from there. And then let's get into what I really want to do is I want to get into tonight's games. I want to talk about some overs and some unders for some games that are coming up. As you know, we have Milwaukee at Toronto. We have Atlanta at Orlando, Cleveland at Brooklyn, Boston at New York, Detroit at Houston, Lakers at the Wolves. So it's going to be some pretty good games tonight. I'm excited to see what is all going to go down for this first game of the third day of the NBA season. Game 1, the Wolves had 10 steals and 10 blocks, paired with the 45 rebounds and almost 50% shooting from the field. I think that the Wolves are going to cover by more than a point and a half. So the Wolves are favored by a point and a half. I think that the Wolves will cover, and I think that the Wolves will go out and win that game. You got Cleveland at Brooklyn. You got the over-under for 230.5 points. Cavs are favored by 11.5. Both the Cavs and Brooklyn average about 8 steals a game. Mobley had 3 steals with Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen both ending up with 2. The Cavs shoot about 3% better from the field than the Brooklyn Nets. So I think the Cavs easily cover. That 11.5. I think it'll be a pretty smooth night for Donovan Mitchell. I think he has maybe a sneaky 24 to 27 point game with maybe a steal or 2, and definitely is gonna grab a couple boards. You know, Donovan is good for being the hustle player that he is. The Tatumless Celtics, they're looking for a bounce back win after losing to the 76ers a couple days ago. Even though New York doesn't shoot very well, New York gets a lot of shots up because of their ability to out-rebound their opponent. So I think New York is going to cover here. by 3.5 points. I think New York comes out with a win here. I just don't see Boston kind of finding their groove this early in the season, considering how heavily influenced their offense is surrounding Jason Tatum. And then lastly, we got the Spurs and the Mavericks. I think that no matter who the Mavs play, they're going to be must-see TV. As you know, you got Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson. They're just going to be a show. You know what I mean? These first couple of weeks, they're going to be trying to find their offense. They're going to be trying to find who's going to score the ball, and this is down to other. Dallas plays at Washington. You got Dallas. They're favored by 10.5. I think that they cover here. I think with them trying to find their offense, what better team to beat up on than the Washington Wizards, right? I think the Wizards are going to be an easy team for Dallas to kind of find their fall. I think they're going to put a lot of responsibility on Cooper Flag today. I think they're going to give him the free reign, considering that they're playing the Wizards, and nobody on the Wizards is really going to put up those kind of numbers. So I think Dallas is going to definitely cover that 10.5 here. Who else we got? We got Golden State at Portland. Golden State is favored by 2.5. I mean, with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield and Draymond Green, I think that the Golden State is always going to be a problem as long as they have Steph Curry. I think that the addition of Jimmy Butler is going to add some good functioning offense to the team, right? They didn't have a full off season together, so I think that the Golden State is going to have a stellar year now that Jimmy Butler is completely inserted into the offense. Because Jimmy Butler had 31 last game against the Lakers, so I think Jimmy Butler has a chance to really take this team to that next level. And imagine taking the Warriors to the next level when they won 4 or 5 championships in the past 7 years. So that's definitely a good opportunity there. You got Phoenix and LA Clippers. The LA Clippers just suffered a crazy loss the other day. Yeah, they lost to the Jazz 129-108, and they really struggled. They shot 31% from the three, 44% from the field, and Utah just really out-rebounded them, and they shot over 50%. So as you can see, looks like the Clippers were not playing any defense that game. So definitely some good opportunities there. You definitely got some good things going on within the NBA world. So let's stay tuned. As you know, we have a crazy sports weekend coming up. We got John Collins, 19 points, rebounds, and assists. I would take that. I would take that John Collins, 19 points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, definitely would take that. I think that he could easily cover that. He's definitely going to have 3 or 4 assists as long as he pairs that with 11 points and 7 or 8 rebounds. That's definitely gonna cover. I'm always for the John Collins cover. They ask a lot for him, so I think that's a good call there. But yeah, it's a crazy sports weekend. We got the World Series tonight and tomorrow. We got college football tomorrow. We have NFL Sunday, and then we got some NBA games on Sunday. So I'm going to be locked in on everything going on this weekend. So stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.